let's talk in the city. You can listen when you're busy. Giving you the best in entertainment.
This has been your entertainment report. The Petty Betty is coming up. Also, we got Cashaun Sidney in the building, man, talking about Sordid Panies. We're going to be talking about different things that have went on with different industry men and how it is to be an exotic dancer in the industry. She's airing out dirty laundry about Future, Ceelo, man, Nelly. Ooh, he's so fine.
Dang.
That's one person. I think that 99.9% of girls would do some thought type stuff for. I think if you do some thought type stuff for Nelly, it should be excused. I think it should. I don't think it counts. Just me personally, I don't think it counts. Man, Nelly, I don't think it counts. Just like that dude. What is that dude on Grey's Anatomy? Oh my goodness, with them green eyes. You do some thought stuff with him, it doesn't count. It's erased. What, like Drea said, you know, after you haven't been a thought for so long, you know, your thought record is erased. I wonder if your boyfriend agrees. Anyway, we live on the Shar Show, man. Y'all stay tuned, man. We coming right back. Hit me up at 404-334-0380. What up, though? Show, man. We already having a party live in the studio, man. I got my girl Cashaun Sidney in the building. What up, though?
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing awesome. I'm doing awesome. We have she's the author of Sordid Panies.
Yay! Everybody get a copy so you'll know what we're discussing.
Exactly. Look, I want her to spill some tea, but we can't give y'all all the tea. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna give y'all the generic tea. Ain't no Lipton, cause y'all gotta get the book to get the rest. But first of all, thank you for coming on to the Shar Show.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Not a problem. I'm excited. I'm so excited. Anyway, so I finished the book this morning because I don't believe in having like an author or someone like, or if you do music and stuff, you know, you should check it out before somebody come on. Girl, you know how you doing something and you trying to do something else and you over there like, I'm over there putting chips in my mouth while I'm reading, like, what she say?
Yes.
Girl, okay, so, let's rewind. So first of all, where are you from?
I'm from Jackson, Georgia.
Okay, because I had never heard of Jackson, Georgia. So you actually grew up on a farm with having like, tell them about, like, you really are a real
Georgia
natural
peach.
Country girl. Like,
Exactly.
Tell them, like, you really grew up on a real farm, right?
Real farm, organic, no shots, no shade.
Hey, so you know what? Look, I'm glad that you said that because somebody had asked me. I ain't gonna say no names.
That's okay.
Somebody asked me like, is her ass real? And I'm like, well, I don't know. It's not my ass. So that's the peach.
It's my Georgia peach.
Hey, turn up, man. We got Cashaun Sidney in the building. So you came, you country girl, you know. See, that's probably why you got that ass. You was out there planting seeds and stuff. You was really cracking, you know what I'm saying? That's probably how you got, look, them the original squats. So you been down with the show, you know what I'm saying?
The real vegetables.
And so you really know how to like milk cows and all of that?
Well, no, I actually didn't have to do that part of the work. You know, my granddaddy always said I would be better than the farm, so I never had to do the
Hey man, ain't nothing wrong with that. Oh, so y'all look, first of all, y'all had so much stuff going on. Like, y'all had like a real farm to where, like, how many acres were you on?
2 acres, not that big, but you know, we did have cows and chickens and turkeys and hogs and...
See, to you, that's probably not that big.
Right.
People underestimate how big an acre is. Like,
Yeah,
it's
2
an
acres.
acre. Most people have a house on
A
a
lot.
fourth. Yeah, they have a house on a fourth of an acre. Like, that's right. I'm just being honest though.
Yes.
So how old were you when you came to Atlanta?
Well, I actually didn't come to Atlanta until I was 18.
Okay.
I lived, you know, on the farm until I was about 5, and then we moved to Jackson, which was, I guess, kind of sort of supposed to be the city coming from the farm.
Okay.
But still not the city, you know. But, you know, they still only have like 1 high school, you know, 1 middle school. It's still like super small like that. So I couldn't take it. I had to get up and get out of those woods. Like, yes, get out of there.
So growing up, what did you want to be? Like, what did you aspire to be?
A lawyer. I still do. I do have.
That was always my backup plan. That's funny. That was always my backup plan. Yeah.
Similarity.
Yeah, that was always my backup plan, to be a lawyer.
Yeah, I want to be a lawyer. That's the only reason I really went to college, because I love the art of the hustle, you know, so I knew I would be in this field that I'm still in, but I knew without my degree I would never be able to go on to the next level, which is to go to law school. So you have to take those steps to get to what you're trying to get to. And in the meantime, you know, I majored in English, and I had a few professors saying, you never write a book, it's gonna be so interesting, so interesting. And I was the dancer who kind of stayed in the background.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wasn't, this is before this, you know, all this social media, so you won't really see me. Now you will, because I'm promoting myself, I'm not promoting the club, you know. Mm-hmm. But I wasn't the type that would take a picture for the club, or I'm on the club's flyers and stuff like that, because I always knew that I had something bigger for myself. Not saying nothing is wrong with that, but I knew eventually if I wanted to.
Protecting your brand and image.
Exactly. And if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it for myself, which is what I'm doing now. Sordid Panies. I'm not doing it for struggles. I'm not doing it for Blue Flame. I'm not doing it for Honest. I'm doing it for Cashaun. You know.
She said Cashaun. Okay. I love it. I love it. So, how old were you when you got into exotic dancing?
I was 18. I'm
so
34 now. I'm very grown. You know.
So you were fresh.
Yes.
You was a fresh little bitch.
Still fresh, honey. Yes. Never sour. The good people.
I love her. So what made you want to get into dancing? Like what happened that you was like, you know what, I'm about to do this? Because I think, listen, I'm gonna keep it real. Every girl has that moment or that situation where she be like, you know what, I ain't got time, I'm about to go to the flame. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what was that thing for you where you was like, you know what, I'm about to do this?
For me, it wasn't that I needed the money, because I was working in the insurance field. Then, you know, working for Geico. I'm still a licensed insurance agent to this day. I never get rid of my backup plans, just in case.
You know what, I'm licensed too, but I really hated it.
But see, you know, you got a backup plan though.
Yeah.
And that's how it was for me. It was like, okay, I was working in this cubicle, making this guy super rich, and I'm like, dang, what can I do to get out of this cubicle and get my own money and maybe have people working for me in cubicles?
Exactly.
And you know, one day I was driving and I seen this big trucker sign, and it was like the girl, you know, the little girl with the pole, with the silhouette.
She'd be like this.
Yeah, she'd be like, you know, all cute. And I'm like, let me go in there and see what they got going on. And I went in there, and I've been going ever since.
So what was the first place that you danced at?
Oh, girl. Okay, you don't really make me tell my age. I guess I already told, so it don't matter. Queen City.
Where was Queen City?
Now it's called Peaches of Atlanta.
Okay.
And then I upgraded and went to Nikki's, which I wrote about in the book, you know. So,
wow.
Yeah, that goes to show you that strip clubs last a long time, right?
Look, let me tell y'all something. Listen, a few things that are never gonna go out of business: the eyeglass industry, because people need to see; the medical industry, because people are always getting damn sick; and sex. It's never gonna. Playboy has never took a dip in sales. Even in the Great Depression, I'm sure that the old school stick ladies with the boobs with the dot circles in the middle was still selling. Because at the end of the day, men want sex. I'm not messing with you. So in the book, you talk about some of the things that you went through and some of the situations that you got into with some of these celebrity men. One in particular that I want to talk about, because I personally know that he's a thought.
Okay.
Apollo. Nida, sound check, spell check. His ass been a thought. I'm gonna be real. I don't know how I don't want to say it's impossible, because anything is possible. But I find it hard to believe that Phaedra knew nothing about his infidelities before they aired it on the show.
I don't know.
I just find it, I'm gonna say this.
Maybe she just didn't care.
If she didn't, she ain't got no real friends. Or like you said, maybe she don't care because Phaedra was, look, I'm gonna be honest, at the end of the day, if I'm doing my thing, I don't care what you're doing your thing. I ain't tripping. But can we go and look, who can we get, give me some tea, who can we talk about? Because, you know, I got a couple questions, you know, I got questions about a few of them.
I mean, Apollo, that was caught off guard. I didn't name my homegirl because I owe no loyalty to him, but I owe loyalty to her.
Exactly.
And you know, I didn't know we were gonna end up where we ended up. We went to Follies to hang out and kick it, and
That's his spot.
you know,
Yep.
after that he was like, "Y'all got something to smoke?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you know, 'cause I cheap a little." So, you know, we goes to go smoke, and just lo and behold, we end up at him and Fave's house. And I mean, I'm the homegirl, so I can't be like, "Oh, I'm not going in there with y'all." You know, I got to play my position and shut up and go with the flow, you know. So I went in and I was, you know, like, okay. But at the end of the day, you know, him and her went upstairs. I don't know what happened. It wasn't my business. I stayed downstairs, okay? Favorite, I was not in your house upstairs, girl. I was up there for a minute, but I ain't do nothing. Anyway.
Can you please tell them? Can you please tell them what room they were in?
Paula Dillon, honey, Paula Dillon.
Why of all?
You're a mess.
Why of all the rooms did you have to go to the baby's room?
And you see why I went on here and we went back downstairs? I didn't want to get shot. I didn't want to get cut.
That's some stuff to make. No, seriously though, that's some stuff to make you like take somebody's life. It's one thing to walk in and see your husband or your spouse doing something, but you gonna do something in my baby's room. So you, how did you feel like that was better? Like, how did you feel like that was less stylish than the other room?
Well, at least he didn't take her in their room.
No, it's not at least. No.
I would have rather been in her room.
See, because you look.
I would have rather been in no room with him like that. But you know,
But if you're gonna choose a room, why would you choose your baby's room? Like, that's disrespectful on so many different levels.
yes, it is. But that's how he do, I guess.
And what you call him?
My number one man, married man thought.
That's my number one married man shot too, girl. I was reading the book like, yup, he sure is. He sure is a thought. I done seen him in his thought like tater top behavior in person, okay?
Yes.
Soon as you said Follies, I'm like, oh, she telling the truth for real.
Yes,
Because
ma'am.
I know people who done went to Follies with Apollo. Personally.
Yes, ma'am.
I was
glad I escaped and I didn't get cut or shot or anything.
Girl, I'm trying to tell you because, you know, and then she a lawyer. She know how to get off. What you talking about? That was stupid. Look, Burley. No, she just wasn't defending Apollo as no more. But anyway, so what was one of your most favorite encounters?
Okay, I would have to say Glenn, of course.
Oh.
You know, he is a good guy, you know, and I understand the pressure of homeboy thoughts, and a lot of men have that to deal with, like a man who's making a lot of money and he has like all this entourage around him. And you know, if he falls for somebody or starts to love or care about somebody, of course his friends gonna feel some type of way, especially if she's a dancer.
Yeah.
You know, because we have this stigma that follows us, and you know, these guys wanting him to have several girls instead of one will always mess up. You know, if you're
Because they ain't got nobody to run a train on.
and you know, so why settle down when you can still take everybody out and pull a bunch of girls and keep
Makes
it?
sense.
Yeah, you know, so that would have to be my best because he was a cool guy.
So what was so you worked at a few different clubs.
I did.
What was your favorite club?
Blue Flame before I got banned.
Hey, the Flame! Flame, shout out to Bankhead. That one partner be over there on $2 Tuesday. They got some real good wings over there, Blue Flame. They got some good ass. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Blue
We'll get back. Yeah, Blue Flame is cool though.
Blue Flame got some good rich men in there on the low. You would never know.
You know where, because I'm not gonna lie, I was not a strip club person until last year or the year before. I like Blaze.
Okay, I didn't like their floor. It was kind of hard.
It is kind of hard. Sorry. Look, I ain't taking my shoes off. But no, I like that you have a few options at Blaze. But no, I had a bad strip club experience at Kamal's 21. Back then it was Platinum 21.
Yeah, I worked at Kamal's.
I didn't. You know what? It was the girl. I was sitting in a chair just trying to enjoy my high. I don't do that anymore. You know, that's old stuff. Anyway, just trying to enjoy myself, and she was dancing towards my direction, and the aroma was not cool. It was not cool. So, you know, it put a sour taste in my nose. So, needless to say, I didn't return to one for quite a long time. But anyway, so throughout the book, let me ask you a question, because a lot of people automatically assume that all strippers, you know, sleep with their customers. Is that true?
I disagree. I'm not gonna say I have never slept with any one of my customers, because I be telling a lie and I don't lie. But I felt like I made him more of my friend. You know, like we kicked it, we hung out.
Y'all were in a relationship.
We
so
went
that's
out, you
that's
know,
different.
we did our thing, but at the end of the day, you know, the check still had to come through. You know, but I mean, it is what it is. Not necessarily saying everybody does it, but it, you know, we're human. It's like you're working at the office and you meet a manager and you're single and y'all go out on a date. I mean, we're all human. You could be in church. I know plenty of women go to church just to find a husband. They ain't even thinking about going to church for the word, you know. So it doesn't matter what industry you're in. We're all human and we're gonna mate with people that we're attracted to at the end of the day. It is what it is. So
pretty much. Okay. So, first of all, I have to do this for the men in the room, because look, somebody asked me, was it real? Can you please just do one spin of the Georgia Peach? I just gotta be honest with you, one spin of the Georgia Peach, and you got on this dress, Jesus.
yes,
This is natural, okay? You know, we don't see, look, she done did another twirl, okay?
Do one more.
You know, because we don't see girls, it's like nowadays, you know, it's like girls got lip enhancements, they got fake noses, they got fake boobs. You can take stuff from your stomach and put it in your ass now. So, you know, and people have this assumption that all strippers have ass shots. And that's not true.
that's not true. I disagree. I was always a super thickum anyway.
She said a super thickum.
Yes, girl.
What you got
Like the only one on the cheerleading squad that they
They
considered
had a squad.
too thick. You know, everybody else was the 01s and I was the 12, you know.
I like a 12.
So I've always carried this with me. Now the only thing I have done, because I have had a child, is I've had lipo on my stomach, so that may, of course, suck that stomach in and make
Hey,
it
can't nobody say nothing to me about taking up for the stomach. Especially when you done had kids.
Yeah, you have a baby, you don't want to be blaming that kid 10 years later. Oh, you the reason my stomach still look like this. You know.
Which so many women be doing this baby fat. Girl, that damn child is in middle school. He just made you breakfast. Ain't no damn baby fat. People be lying, boy.
Get your weight up and get it sucked out if you can't work it out. It's simple as that. I don't knock that.
That is the truth. That is the truth. So, you know, you got into, I have to applaud you for some of the situations that you got into that you refused to be a part of.
Yes, Lord. Thank you.
You know, but I mean, it's the temptations that come with the job, you know. How long were you on the job before you got in advance to make the extra money under the table?
Well, believe it or not, it wasn't even a guy. It's because I was new to it, and you know, I was young and I was fresh. It was kind of like the situation on Players Club, where that girl tried to pimp out the little cousin or whatever. You know, one of my supposed homegirls, like, we became friends in the club. We went on a trip to Florida, and we were in Miami, and we were having fun and kicking it. And you know, she's like, oh, we're gonna go kick it with these guys, we're gonna have fun. I'm like, okay, cool. Next thing I know, the guy's like, oh yeah, she told me, you know, I gave her the money, we finna, huh? How's she gonna sell me for me? I can't say the words I want to say.
She trying to put you in the human trafficking.
Girl, how you gonna do that? I might be from the country with the cows and stuff, but I'm not stupid, and you can't do that. So I told him, I don't know what y'all got going on, but you need to get your money back or do the deed with her.
Right, and y'all have to do a train.
Yeah, I'm not on the demand list or whatever. So it was funny because she got an attitude with me, like, you know, like, girl, bye.
She gonna get mad at you for you not selling your ass?
Thank you.
Oh,
no,
okay.
for her not getting her commission, I guess. I don't know. But I was with it. And I went my way, she went her way, and we ended up not even going back to Atlanta after the trip together. Because I felt some type of way, like, don't try me like this.
Yeah, that's not cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't even have permission for that.
And I think that's another thing, like the reason I wrote my book, because it's a lot of young girls coming into business and they're doing any and everything for the dollar.
Yeah.
And I don't want them to think that they have to do that, because at the end of the day, you still gonna be making money. Like, I'm still in the game making money because I did sleep with everybody and anybody. Yeah, I picked a few people, but the people I picked, baby, they was some choice picks, honey. But I just don't want them to think, oh, I got to do this or I got to do that, because at the end of the day, you still gonna need some money the next day. And the worse you much your name out, something about strip clubs, it's like the same people all the time coming back no matter what. So if your name is over with, it's like, you're not, who's gonna dance you $10 a song when they know they can screw you for $100? You get what I'm saying? It's the quality.
Oh, yeah.
It's the quality that makes you last longer. So, you know.
So let me ask you this. So, in your how long were you dancing for?
15 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
15
you seen
years.
some stuff.
I have seen some stuff. I have turned down money. I had this one guy offer me 10 grand to let his girlfriend, you know, lick the box or whatever you talking about, the salad tossing and all that. And I told him no, because I don't do girls. He had the money on the table, like, yes, he driving an Aston Martin. I mean, he living in a nice house. We going to games. He's taking me shopping, all of that. And he gonna look at me and say, you telling me you gonna turn down this $10,000? All you gotta do is just let her lick it? No, I'm not selling my soul for that. That's not what I do. He could not believe it. He was in awe.
I can't believe it. I'm sorry. I'm like, you ain't have to do nothing, but you know that's good.
But what is 10,000?
I ain't never got down.
But what is 10,000? That's
I'm over here like, so
how long did it last?
I'm over here like,
see, y'all are breeze.
See, I'll take it.
I'm over here like,
That's it. Just
But you don't have to do that, because look at now. Now I got a new Mercedes that somebody paid for me. I can go to him and ask him for 5-10 bands and get it. You know what I'm saying? Just because he knows. You go to the front, what they gonna say about me? Oh yeah, she used to miss some glitter. That girl might be a little crazy. You read about it, what I did. You know what they say. But they're not gonna say, oh, she was over here letting herself out for this one. No, ma'am, I got a house. I got 650 some credit score. What you got going on, baby? It's not what you do, it's how you do it. And that's all I just want the girls to see, you know, like, have fun, live your life. If you're gonna be a thot, be the best thot you can be. Look at Kim.
So what's your yes, I'm happy that you said that. What is your theory? Could you please share with them your thought theory?
My thought theory is, at the end of the day, thot is a thot is a thot. You want me to say that again? You know, I'm trying to
Hold up. I don't think nobody was ready right there.
Okay, let's go again.
One more time, could you please share your thought theory?
At the end of the day, a thot is a thot is a thot. Whether you a rich thot, whether you a broke thot, whether you a poor thot, white, green, whatever. It's just your thot mentality. Do you want to be the thot like the Kim Kardashian, or do you want to be the thot over there walking the strip on Fulton Industrial? You know, it's about how you thotting it, you know.
How you thotting it?
Simple as that.
How do you thought?
I thought my way.
No, I wasn't. I love you. I love her, okay? I just want y'all to know. Because I wasn't even asking how you thought. I was just saying in general, like, you know, how you thought? You know, how you been thought? What's your thought? What's your thought?
But you know, everybody got a little thought in them.
Everybody has a little thought.
Everybody.
Some more than others. So who's that one person that if they walked into the room right now, you wouldn't mind being a thought for?
Oh my God, it's only one person that I'm like seriously crushing on, and that is Ronald Slim Williams.
Still?
Yeah.
You still crushing on him?
Oh my God, girl. He is so handsome to me. He's tall and lanky and just, you know, I love the men that are like in the back.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, nobody really thinks that he's in control. You know. So that turns me on.
Wow. A lot of people don't know he's a CEO. Okay.
Hello. When you see him sitting at the boardroom table, what is he sitting? What does they sit?
Maybe on the side.
Okay, where Slim at?
Laying at the head. His chair probably go, you know, when the king's chair go up a little bit higher. Other people's chair be behind their head a little bit lower.
Yes.
His go, you know, it's go a little bit higher.
He comes in the room.
So what made you write the book? What was the ultimate thing that made you write the book?
I think ultimately what made me write the book is because people always want to know what's going on in our world. They're always prejudging, and I felt like this way they were getting it from a vet, from somebody who's been in the game, who has degrees under their belts, who can really give a good roundabout explanation of what we do and how we do it. And then I feel like the reason I was chosen by these guys that I talked about in the book is because I was that girl that was kind of like laid back and really didn't say much and didn't do it, so they felt more comfortable hanging out with me and kicking with me and doing stuff with me. So I just wanted people to know how we do it.
Wow.
And we're not all the way people want to talk about us, so I had to stand up for my girls. All the strippers in Atlanta and everywhere.
So what is the message that you want people to walk away from this book and have?
The message is, don't let anyone bring you down, regardless of what you had to do to get to where you're going. They don't know your story. They don't know your life. You know, you may have been homeless before you became a dancer. Look at Jocelyn. She said she was walking on needles and stuff, and look at her now, you know. So, you know, you never know how you have to get out. But my thing is, when you get to where you're going, have something to show for what you did.
Oh, that's deep right
And that's
there.
all.
That is so deep right there. Because I hate to see a stripper without a car. That is something that bothers the hell out of me. Like, I hate to see a stripper without a car.
I don't get it.
I'm like, what did you do? Like, especially when I just seen them have like an awesome night, like last week. And I'm like, what did you do?
And you call Uber to work?
Like, I was listening to an interview of this girl that was saying that she was saying that Soulja Boy was one of her biggest payers, and she said that Soulja Boy had gave her like 15-20 stacks in one night. And then she turned around and said, you know, and that she got her car repossessed like a few months later. And I'm thinking like, that was my face.
She probably was lying. Number one. Number two, I always tell girls, get it in your name. My card, yes, was bought by someone, but it's in my name. My payments is to a point where I can handle them if he is gone.
That is the truth. Oh,
I won't be like Rick Ross' baby mama. How you gonna buy me a car and it ain't in my name? That ain't no gift for me.
No.
That's a gift for you to start.
You're letting me loan
Yeah,
it.
that's not. I don't want you to rent me a car for me to flex in. No. If it's not in my name and my credit can't handle it, then what we gonna do? You gonna give me some cash and we gotta chomp it off differently. But it's like you gotta want more for yourself. If you don't want more for yourself, that's what you're gonna get. I don't understand how you go to work every day and you living in a hotel. Yeah, I mean, how? You can buy $100 money order daily.
Right. Like I don't understand that. That's something that aggravates me. Like I see, and you know, like, and it's no shade, but I'm just saying, like you said, you know what I'm saying, like, make it work. Like, I don't understand, you know what I'm saying, like, people that be making all of this money. Like, I know dope boys who literally run through all their money every single day, you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll say to me, like, I'm gonna do it, but I gotta get my bread up tomorrow. So bread up tomorrow, you just bought an Hermes bill. You could have went and chopped it down, brought it on down, got your polo belt. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you didn't need the belt.
You gonna wear your pants probably below your butt anyway.
Anyway.
Exactly.
So when did the book drop?
October the 7th, and it's available for everybody on Amazon.com, Kindle, Barnes & Nobles, in Nook Books, or on my personal website, SordidPanies.com.
So let me ask you, wait a second. Because I was trying to do the calculation. I'm reading the book. She said 15 years. You talking about stuff from last year. So you fresh out the game.
No, I go occasionally. Probably, a few days a week, if that, maybe a couple days a month. I kind of have been blessed to have opportunity to try other ventures. I've been lucky to have someone fond enough of me to support me trying other things, you know, because I'm not ready to go work for someone else in the office. So I've been given an opportunity to have a certain amount of money and like to try different ventures to see if I can make my own thing happen. And if not, then I'll fall back into, you know, the corporate world per se. But this way I can kind of try my own thing, and then once or twice a month I go to the club and, you know, just to go basically. I really don't go for my bills because I don't have to worry about.
So wait, you saying you do some special edition type stuff sometimes?
No. I mean, I just like, okay, I worked at the Blue Flame for the longest.
Look, I'm about to say, what day you going?
And no, I did meet my friend there. We've been friends for over 6 years, and I haven't had to pay any bills and, you know, anything. You know, so I'm blessed. I'm blessed.
So first of all, I have to tell you, congratulations on your book.
Thank you.
So many people have books in them, but they never get to the point where they actually write them.
Yes.
So congratulations on having the courage and the audacity to write the book and finish it and share it with the world. Like I support everything that you're doing, and I hope that, you know, the message gets to other people, because, you know, I have met, quite a few girls that's like, you know, they want to do yada yada yada, but they don't have people to talk to, or they just have that, you know, people always have the bad voice, but they don't have the other voice to kind of keep them level-headed, you know. So if you had to give one message to a girl who is thinking about going into the industry, what would that be?
My message would be, if you don't have to, don't do it. If you need to do it and you don't have no choice, then do it. But if you cannot do it and you can, like, you know, stay with your mom or stay in college or something like that, focus, because you can get deterred. And it is hard when you're making $200, $300, $400, $500, $600, $700 a day, every day, to go be told what to do for minimum wage, or, you know, $30,000 a year, whatever, when you're making.
You damn skippy, because I went from waitressing and bartending to a regular job, and we was just making between $200 to $500 a night, and I swear I started to quit my job on the day I got the check. Cause you know it ain't real till you get that check. Exactly. And you see what FICA got.
It's hard.
After I seen what FICA got and what the ending balance was, I'm saying,
it's hard.
This my check. So I look,
it's like a dope boy trying to get out of the game.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely not easy.
Yeah.
So would you be willing to talk to some of these girls, like if they needed advice or whatnot?
Sure, of course. I mean, I don't judge. Do you?
I love it. Anyway,
just don't settle. That's all. That's my end. Yeah. Don't settle, ladies, please. Just because he's a star or a celebrity, get something out the deal, boo. Please. I'm not saying be a gold digger. I'm saying be a gold digger.
What did your uncle say? You said, don't go home with a wet ass and dry pockets.
Don't go home with a man and wake up with a wet ass and dry pockets.
Ooh, that's so deep right there. That's real though. That's so deep. Because too often times, and it's funny because like you said, girls be doing thottish things anyway, so you might as well get something out of it.
Exactly. I mean, if you love your boo and y'all together and y'all, you know, he pays sometimes, you pay sometimes, and you know, you can call on him when you really need something and vice versa, that's cool. But if he just met you in the club and he just want to hit it, you know, hold up now, wait a minute, you know, like what if I mean, and that's only if you probably want to do that with him. If you don't, you're not gonna do that. You know, I even talked about that with Future. You know, when I worked at Kamal's, he was cute, he was fine, he hadn't blown up yet, but he ain't never taken me on no date. He ain't never paid no bills. So no, I was not about to lay up with him. No, like his baby mama said, not these goodies. No. It's just, you gotta, you just know your worth, basically.
Pretty much. That's the name of the game, man. Hey, man, we got Cashaun Sidney live in the building. Please tell them where they can find you, where they can find your book, where they can follow you, the whole nine.
I'm on Instagram and Twitter, Author Cashaun. You can get the book on SordidPanies.com, Barnes & Nobles, off Nook Books, Amazon.com, or Kindle. I go to Strokers time to time. I might be in there tonight.
Hey, turn up. Hey, that's the east side, man. I'm messing strokers, man.
Shout out Coalition DJs, Boss Lady Tim, DJ Funky, everybody over there in the family. Still love you guys at the Blue Flame. Miss Jackie Kato, love you. Thank you for pushing me out the door, made me get on my book writing skills, honey, guys. And that's all.
Hey, man, listen. Follow her, Author Cashaun. That's spelled Cashaun.
That's it.
Follow her, Author Cashaun. And also, Sordid Panies is spelled Sordid. Not sorted. Sordid.
Right.
Hey, get your vocabulary game up. It's sorted.
S-O-R-D-I-D. I made it like that for a reason. Because sordid means a lot of different things. It means dirty. It means ratchet. It means
Okay, look. Get your vocabulary game up, man. And make sure y'all go out and support this book, man. She's dope. Talking about a lot of good things. And if you want to find a lowdown on Future, you want to get the Ceelo is in this book. Okay? A whole lot of people, man. So y'all definitely want to check that out and follow her and purchase the book. Don't try to, don't try to do that. You can't really do the type of thing with books. Anyway, make sure that y'all follow her and support, man. We're live on the Shar Show. Thank you for coming on to the show.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Hey, man. Stay tuned, man. We got the credit segment with Jay Banks coming up. Also, Kelsey Nicole. We live on Holly Unique Radio and Adventurous Music. Let's go. Y'all like my voice on it?
In her book, Sordid Panies, she discusses Future, Gorilla Zone, Nelly, Apollo 9, and Real Housewives, Trick Daddy, Cash Money, and this book is full of scandal and wild times.
Talk in the city. You can listen when you're busy. Giving you the best in entertainment.